Subtitles. They are a great tool. When you watch TV, you might turn on the subtitles feature. Watching a sporting event also might turn on that feature. Watching a movie, you might enjoy the subtitles to help you understand. It is an English tool, but there is a danger. There are no subtitles in real life, so you have to be careful that you don't become too dependent on them. Let me explain how that can happen and how subtitles can work against you. I'll explain in more detail about that in a moment. We have to remember to use other tools in real life: body language, tone, facial expression. Truly listen and use context to help us communicate better. Hi everyone, I'm Lisa. So I've been teaching English as a second language for over 10 years, and I absolutely encourage my students to use subtitles as a tool. So you don't want to overuse subtitles because there is a danger in doing that. What do I mean? When you have subtitles, you tend to pay attention to every word that is said. And that's fine if you're using it as a tool. But what happens when you no longer have those subtitles? In real life, we don't have subtitles. You're talking to your boss or your neighbor. You don't have the subtitles to rely on. So subtitles can start to train you instead of you using it as a tool, because it can train you to hang on to every single word, and you begin to think to understand a conversation, you need to understand every single word 100%, and that is not true. You can be at an intermediate conversational level and not understand every single word in conversation. Let me give you an example. If I said to you, I ordered food from a new restaurant down the street from me. When I got home, when I started eating the food, I found that it was very insipid. I wasn't happy. I didn't go back to that restaurant again. Did you understand every single word? If you did, fine, but maybe you didn't really understand the definition of insipid. So insipid means tasteless, doesn't taste good, no flavor. But did you get the main idea of what I expressed? Yeah, you picked up that I went to a new restaurant. I wasn't happy. I didn't go back. So you figured something was wrong with the food, even though you didn't know the word insipid. So you don't need to know all of the words. So I'd like to give you one more example that shows you don't need to know 100% of the words to have a good conversation and really to understand the main ideas. Last week, I went to a local department store because I needed a pair of new sneakers. I was surprised when I got to the shoe department. It was pretty disheveled, and I had a hard time finding what I needed. I don't think I'll shop at that shoe department again. Okay, so maybe you understood everything, but maybe you missed the word disheveled. Maybe you didn't really know what that word meant. But could you get the feeling of my idea? Could you get the main idea? Yeah, because I said I had a hard time finding what I needed, you probably understood the word disheveled to mean not organized, everything a mess, in array, hard to find because things are just disorganized. But you understood the idea because I said I wasn't going back, so something was wrong with the shoe department. And so you could continue the conversation if I mentioned that. Of course, you always have the option in real life to ask follow-up questions. So if we were talking and you really didn't know what disheveled meant, you certainly could say, "What do you mean by disheveled, Lisa? I've never heard that word before." So as students, I know some try to ask, but that is one thing that you can do is ask if you don't understand a particular word, but certainly use the context, the surrounding information and clues to help you understand, because we can't always stop the conversation because one word is missed. You might have noticed by now that there are no subtitles on this video. The internal subtitles that I added in my previous segment are no longer there. So do you miss them? That's what can happen if you focus and rely on subtitles too much. You have to be balanced and use them in moderation. I want to give you an example of what happened to me. So a few weeks ago, I was watching TV. I might have pressed something, changed something in the settings. I really don't know, but subtitles appeared on my TV. And of course, I don't need subtitles. I am a native English speaker. I kind of was trying to figure out how to remove them. I was pressing the button that I thought was the right one to remove them. It just was not working. I was just getting frustrated and I said, oh, forget it. I'll just leave them on the screen. And do you know, I left the subtitles on my TV screen probably for about a month. I was just so frustrated. I couldn't figure it out. It just wasn't working. I thought it was just some kind of glitch or misfunction with the TV. I really don't know. So, do you know what happened? They started to train me. I started paying attention to them. They started becoming a distraction. I started wanting to know every single word. Sometimes you missed words when you watch TV because of just the volume of the speaker, or the speaker might have a particular accent. And so you check the subtitles. What word did he say? You start to become obsessed with every single word. That's what happened to me. So I finally said one day, I have to get rid of these subtitles. And I took the time and made myself be very patient and figured out how to remove the subtitles. And do you know it was weird? It was weird not having the subtitles. So they started to train me. So use them in moderation, because in real life, you don't have subtitles. And guess what? You don't need to catch every single word, because the truth is, you won't catch every single word that someone says. Focus on the main idea. Don't get behind in your listening. Keep up with the conversation, and you'll do very well. Lesson? Use subtitles, absolutely, but use them as a guide, as a tool. But just know, you don't always have subtitles, and you don't always need subtitles. See you next time, guys, as we talk about another communication point to help you improve your English language speaking. And please like and subscribe. I do appreciate it always. Bye now.